Oh, hello everyone, it's me, Starvox, back for another episode of the SPT show, in a somewhat familiar location. You may remember this place from, I think, the first episode of this series, a few hundred subscribers ago. I'm nearly at 1,500 now, can you believe it? Wow, check that out. Check this out also, I'm in 3.7.0, that's right. SPT-AKI has been experiencing a ton of updates lately, and we're actually already up to 3.7.1, but that's in a very fresh state. A lot of mods are not yet currently updated to that. And 3.7.0 is becoming much more stable by the day, at least for me, and I very much appreciate that, and we're gonna go over some of the things that I really like about it today, and talk about the further, more extensive update to 3.7.1, which I'm not gonna tackle just yet, because like I said for this version, actually when it freshly came out, the first few days, even the first beginning of the week there, I wanted to wait until my core mods were updated and prepared to be played with so that I could properly go through and demonstrate some things and also enjoy some things. Actually, at present, something important to note is that the KMC SVM, standing for Server Value Modifier, one of my most loved mods that I almost never play with, at least in the 3.6.0 and .1 run, is not currently updated to 3.7.0 or .1 yet, so that's still behind. However, there are other mods that do the things that the SVM sort of does separately. And there aren't very many of them, but they're very useful, and it's pretty easy to get 3.7 and even 3.7.1 if you're up to that, into a state to where, you're enjoying what you're doing. And, right now, oh, there's some activity up there. Let me see real quick if I can... Did he see me? Maybe not. He's definitely down, though. As you can see, I do not have the HUD mods running. I'm not sure that the game panel HUD is actually updated to 3.7.0, but I also haven't checked. I was kind of really enjoying the hit marker telling me where my shots were landing and how much damage I was doing. I can also see that my graphic settings have changed again. So something that's important to note before I go any further, I think, is that when you do update everything, vanilla Tarkov and then SPT up to 3.7 plus, you're going to notice that your game settings have been reset unless you've taken special measures against that, and I'm not sure that there are such things that you can do. But it's not that big a deal, of course. You're just going to have to go in and redo your graphics settings, redo any custom keybinds that you had set. Is that a flashlight? Someone's shining a flashlight around in the afternoon. Oh, there he is. There's two of them. What is this? Are they, like, patrolling? They're, like, holding security over there? What if I do this? Whoa! That'll shake him up. He's still there, though. I hit his armor. Sounds like the armor hit sounds actually have been reduced in volume a little bit. And I think I saw that in the patch notes for the realism mod also. That got him. Well, my performance does seem to be a little smoother at this graphics settings, so that's fine. No complaints there, really. I have noticed that in general, overall, performance seems to be a little bit better across the board, and I'm not entirely sure why. In 3.7 plus, I have done a little bit of testing in 3.7.1, but not much. Wow, there's a lot of activity right now. Oh, he's down. And his friend is gonna go move around, possibly, to get a good shot at me? Hard to say. But I've really appreciated the bump in performance, and I think it might just be a little bit better optimized. We're gonna take a look at some of the features that have been included now from the actual live version of Tarkov, some of the quality of life features that everybody's been waiting for. A little bit later. I'm assuming that I'm gonna get killed in this raid because, number one, I don't have my usual, like, SPT show buffs on. No special face mask to prevent me from taking special damage or anything like that. Oh my god, and then things like that are gonna happen. Scaring me. Forcing me down on the ground when there's no cover around me because I put myself in a terrible position. And, oh, there he is! All I can do is attempt to defend myself. Wow, okay. I don't know how he was able to take that shot. Wow, he was not a very skilled combatant. It's okay, I managed to survive that somehow. That was very dramatic. Did you see his bullets, like, fly all around? Man, these scavs are so drunk. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I'm assuming that, I'm going to die out here in this raid because I don't have any special protections on. And I'm deliberately running around trying to get into trouble. I've heard a lot of PMC activity so far. And as you could see, I'd even countered a couple of them, and there's clearly been some fighting going on over here, so, you know, we're just gonna take a look at all of that. At the present moment, if I open up my BepInEx menu, you can see all the things that I have loaded up into it here now. Not everything from a usual episode of the SPT show, but that's okay, because, I was due for some pruning anyways in my mod list, which is extensive, and I actually need to update. The version that's in my Discord server is out of date now, and I actually have to... Oh, wow, yeah, I have to make an additional one for the additional versions as well, so that's coming. I'm actually going to be doing a whole lot of housekeeping this week, so look forward to that stuff. I am running the usual things like Amon's graphics, the FOV and variable optics. Actually also, if you'll notice, the FOV fix is back. But it's oh, SamSWAT FOV, yeah. The actual HUD FOV slider is back. Oh my gosh, it's been like 2 versions. I've been waiting for this to come back, and I'm very enthusiastic for this. It makes me feel much better to have it. And yeah, it makes me enjoy holding very long weapons and bulky, complex weapons like this SA-58 that I've stacked entirely too many things on. As you can see, I have, like, compound attachment problems with no specific keys to be able to toggle one thing off or another thing anyway. So even with OBS at these graphic settings right now, doesn't look too bad. I can see some problems, but not too bad overall. I do seem to be getting good performance. This is very promising. As you know, I'm getting ready for a Zero to Hero series on my channel, and I've pretty much completed the list of mods that I'm going to be using and the configuration that I'm going to be using, even though right now I am really torn between 3.6 and 3.7 to actually run it in, because 3.7 is turning out to be so good and I really enjoy what's going on with it and the mods that are available, so we'll see. I am definitely going to set it up so that I can, if necessary, migrate versions and not lose any of my progress, so that things can just go on seamlessly and I'll take care of it behind the scenes, blah blah blah, nothing to worry about there. I'm sure that if you've watched my channel before, you know exactly what happens to me when I wander into the more high traffic zones of Tarkov. Good. The donut preset that I'm using is starting PMCs only for quiet raids. And of course I always get the best performance in quiet raids, but they don't always tend to be very quiet for me somehow. And the PMCs, having only been spawned in at the beginning without any more coming in, may have already been killed off or extracted even, but that would be wild. That'd be way too early for them to extract if they were anything like vanilla players, for example. So I'm anticipating that they're still here, but they're hiding or roaming or looting or something. Actually, they may not be looting. Oh yeah, I think looting bots actually has not been updated to 3.7 plus yet, so that's also something to be known. It's definitely weird not to have it. I did see a new mod pop up for 3.7 plus though that was called, I think, questing bots, and I'm going to be checking that out. This seemed very interesting. It seemed to enable bots to carry out quests and look for specific loot, go to specific locations and carry out like quest objectives and stuff, so you might encounter AI competition in doing that, which I really want. That seems like a great idea. No footsteps, no more gunfire. Maybe that- whoa, there's a footstep. I don't think that was mine. I feel like this would be the time, oh, for scavengers to be looting the PMC bodies for sure. Once again, I'm using the scroll wheel to zoom with this optic using FOV, fixed and variable optics from Fontaine. Did he stay in cover? Did he spot me? Oh no. I'm gonna have to shake things up. As you can see, I'm pretty well prepared. I don't usually, or I don't have as much stuff as I usually do. This is a pretty, this is a relatively tidy kit. Not too much, holy crap. I brought it down just in time to watch that happen. That was truly terrifying. Can I spot him over this? Where did he fire from? Oh, there he is. On that side. Did he throw a grenade at me? I think he did. He's stuck on something. Wow, I blasted him a couple of times. And he got stuck on the corner of the truck there. Looks like, and I was able to gun him down. That was pretty intense. As you can imagine, the SPT Realism mod having been updated yet again, as well as Sane and Donuts, the AI are becoming much more robust yet again. And it's possible to have really cool, really deep encounters with a lot of things happening, plenty of action, cover, suppression, grenades, all that good stuff. Stuff that I really like, stuff that I enjoy. Was he alone in here? Spooky. You know what, we'll clear it out with an alpha version, that is to say the alpha skin, or one resembling that of the SPT-AKI, whoa, from the Tarkov alpha, several years ago if you remember. This is a new mod that's come out, a project that's been started to restore a bunch of the weapons to the way they looked during the alpha, and maybe you can see here. It sort of just looks a little bit more vibrant. Oh yeah, the free cam also works in 3.7. I didn't notice that, or I didn't actually say that at the beginning of the video when I was using it, but free cam indeed does work in 3.7. Good grief, I'm really tripping up on my words today. There's a lot to say. Anyways, so you'll notice that the rifle looks a little bit different, and I can't for some reason. Oh man, I can't use L to inspect the weapon from here to get him to move it around, but. The skin of this weapon just looks different. Basically, it looks like it did back in the day. It's a little bit more contrast vibrant, and I kind of like the way it looks. It just looks more, I don't know, it looks more on theme, I suppose, like in the gritty... Yeah, if I were to turn off Amon's graphics and take a look at the original vanilla graphics set for Tarkov, kind of fits in more, you know? Kind of fits in and looks good. It's, I don't know, sharper somehow. Whoops, that's the wrong key. Insert, there we go. Do you notice down there, by the way, when I press that, if I toggle this again, I don't want to forget again. Amon's off, and Amon's on, it says down there. And of course, as you can see for donuts, I still have not rebound that key. Let's see here. Keyboard shortcuts. Oh, is that not a thing that I can... Insert, there it is, clear. And clear, I'm not going to deal with that just now. Collapse that. Ta-da. But yeah, insert, Amon's off. Amon's on. Useful. Did you see that? Maybe I'll go up. One thing that happened. I forgot to reset the toggle state of my sprint key, so I have to hold shift in order to sprint. Not a big problem, sometimes more useful. But, oh, did I get him? I think I did. Yes, excessive gunfire, all that good stuff. There's something I feel like I'm forgetting. I could not find several mods anymore on the file base, which some people asked me about, and I think mostly that has to do with the head mods. Like, for example, right now, I'm using the Sam Fisher head, which is a custom head imported in with the mod. I can't find that developer's mod files on the file base anymore. I think they've gone private. So, sorry about that. I was hoping that everybody could enjoy those and they'd be easy to find, but if they've moved somewhere, I just don't know, and I guess I'll have to rely on you guys to tell me if you know. But I can no longer find those or the files for the visceral ragdolls and visceral dismemberment mods. Which I think, whoa, contain volumetric, oh, blood, this is a terrible time to run out of ammo, especially after I missed because I was shooting terribly. Wow, he's gonna loot right now. I'll shoot him in the leg. That brought him down. And that probably hit him in the thorax, which killed him immediately. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the visceral ragdolls and visceral dismemberment. So I wasn't using dismemberment anyways. I did keep volumetric blood to the extent that I could, but what I did was I just used my my 3.6.1 files and moved them into 3.7 and they work. So I'm just gonna kind of keep it that way until they break. I definitely think that ragdolls are very immersive. It's good to have them. The volumetric blood, also useful. Not a deal breaker without them, but I think it just adds a lot more. And I would miss them if they were gone, so I'll try to keep those around in some fashion. If you know anything more about that, guys, go ahead and let me know. And maybe I can adjust my information set to reflect that and we can get back on track. You know what I was talking about earlier in the series about how I was wishing we could get a mod to use ladders? Well, I feel like since snipers spawn in high locations, it'd be good if it was possible to catch them climbing up to or down from those locations. I mean, that'd be a pretty interesting opportunity for a kill, you know? Someone's gonna try to kill me. But you never know. Whoa, I dodged it. Nice. Oh, is that somebody? It is! Whoa! Oh, that was very close. That was very close. I did manage to survive somehow. I don't know why I say that, as if you didn't watch it happen. I'm just sort of venting my stress and anxiety when that happens, I suppose. Looking over here. Pretty safe. Looking over here. Seems pretty safe. Scavenger. Well, I did have a PPSH. Anything useful? Oh, that's pretty useful. I'll take that. And I think I just heard a voice, maybe. Was that in real life, or was that in the game? Wait, is Tarkov real life? Hey, wait, if Tarkov... Wait, if SPT was real life, you guys would tell me, right? So if I go to the dorms, will I find anything happening? I've come very close to biting it. So far, not so bad. I'm even still pleased with my performance while recording through OBS. It really hasn't been all that bad. Also, Streets is supposed to be better. I definitely want to take a look at Streets. We're probably going to make a separate video about that to go over the changes to the map and also the not the custom, the new boss. Wow, nobody. Wow, there's one heck of a difference. The mystical glow... What is it? Yeah, mystical glow. Really lights up interiors a lot more. I very much appreciate that. It's a lot easier to see. No one here either. I suppose that means that I'm doing fairly well, overall. Which is not exactly what I wanted, for this particular take. Because I was like, well, it'd be much more useful to die and get kicked back to the you know, main menu so that I can check my character screen and look at the new inventory system and check out the new trader UI. But that's okay, I'm sure I'll get what I wish for soon enough. So I would say for right now, if you were asking yourself the question, should I update? Should I go from 3.6.1 to 3.7, or should I go straight to 3.7.1? Which mods are updated properly? What's still compatible, because I know that some mods that say they're not compatible or they were made for older versions are indeed compatible with the current version. You have a few options, as you usually do. Like I said before, I really feel like 3.7.0 is becoming more stable than 3.6.1 with more features at the moment, even though it still lacks a couple of the core mods that I really appreciate having. I like the improvements that have been made to this version more, and it offsets sort of what I miss about those other mods. So you could very reasonably just opt for 3.7.0 for right now, if you felt like having the updates that are like present in Live Tarkov, for example. There's a lot of activity over there. I'm just gonna toss a frag. Just gonna toss this frag, just like that. Yep, they're over there. Go ahead and grab the mods that you like, that you can see. Oh, that's what's gonna do me in. You see that time limit just popped up in the top right corner? I actually forgot to set a length, an appropriate length for this raid using a different mod, and that's on me. If I had the SVM going, I would have taken care of that ahead of time, but no. Yes, 3.7.0, rather stable, good for the updates, good for the extra content, definitely, not too much to worry about. And of course on the file base it's easy to pick out which version of the mod that you actually want to download for the version of SPT that you're trying to play on. And then you can use 3.7.1 as your beta testing grounds for SPT stuff, because a lot of mods are being updated for it all the time. And new mods are being developed as well. And of course, 3.7.1 will be the targeted, you know, version for development for a little while. 3.7.0 mods are still being developed, and there's a little bit of support going for that because it seems like it's in such a stable condition. So it's reliable for now, but you may find problems or new bugs or whatever with the the mods in the system for 3.7.1. I do think it's worth the time to investigate, and worth even the time to have both versions or even all three installed at the same time. You can do that. You can manage your installations and profiles separately. That would become a lot to deal with, and it would say a lot about your dedication as a player to Tarkov, Escape from Tarkov, because you clearly want to experience the full magnitude of it, and that's very easy to appreciate. I think I'm right there with you. But I am also in a mood for making things as stable as I possibly can for my upcoming series, and also for the changes that I'm going to be making to my channel upcoming very, very soon, this week. Like I said before, I'm about to cross 1,500 subscribers, and I think that shows that my growth has been sort of consistent, and you guys are regularly watching my channel, so I kind of want to improve a few things, kind of overhaul a few, you know, pieces of my media, change some of the actual way that I do my show. I'm probably going to be switching formats to something a little bit more specific throughout the shows, like throughout the episode, specifically showcasing specific mods with more information and timestamps in the scroll bar, or the scrub bar, and also spread my content out a bit amongst a few different sorts of videos, so that I can do a little bit more freely, and have some more specificity where it's required. So this episode of the SPT show is actually going to be the last of its kind. Well, this and maybe another. So look forward to all that stuff. If you're ever curious about what I'm up to, you can join my Discord server, and I'll have a link to that in the description below. Definitely look forward to those changes. I'm gonna put a lot of work into this. I've already... it feels like I've done a lot so far. And I feel like I have created a lot more work for myself, but it's exciting, and I'm really looking forward to getting into it, because there's a lot I want to do still. And I like the idea that I can expand a little bit and have a little bit more reach with the things that I want to do. And I still haven't died in this raid, so... Am I really just gonna have to wait to expire, like, in the beginning of my life? With this game? Ugh. Not knowing the maps, not knowing where to extract, not knowing which extractions to go for, not knowing that an extraction can be dead, you know what I mean? Inactive completely. Ugh, those were so frustrating. Already killed this fella. Maybe I can actually just successfully extract. I suppose I don't have to let the zone claim me. I could just try to run away on my own. Should I check my body though? Yes, I suppose I'm getting thirsty. I'll drink a bottle of water, just like you should. Don't forget, man, if you're playing SPT, you should drink water. It's important to hydrate. You're not going to be a good marksman if you're thirsty. Was that a footstep or something? No? Yes, it definitely was. Definitely was, I hear that. There he is! He's still alive. Oh, no. My, free camera, like, unsnapped from my... Whoa! Mouse control. Well, from the toggle, I suppose. I had to reset it. Oh, that's it. I have to reload. Where did he get to? Don't be all spooky, man. Reveal yourself. I haven't spotted him. I think maybe he got away. If he's not just hiding. If I advance, will he kill me? Man, it sure feels weird not to have dead zone. Can't wait for that to be updated. Well, I don't know about escaping from Tarkov, but he certainly seems to have escaped from me. Will I be able to escape from Tarkov? Let's find out. In a world where Starvox is trapped, when he can't get out, when Tarkov swallows him completely, mods come through. No extraction is a failed extraction when you can cheat. This may not work. I didn't see the green smoke. Nope, it's not a live extraction. Okay, I suppose I have to die then. Because somebody, namely me, what was that? Oh wow, there's a DVL-10 on the table in here. That's neat. And an injector of some kind. Oh no, it's a 8-inch threaded barrel for the UMP-45. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and unalive myself from being in Tarkov real quick so that we can talk about the changes to the UI that have been made for this version before I get on out of here for the end of this video. So please join me in just a moment. Okay, so if I go into my character screen, you can see the updates in 3.7.1 reflect the live version. We now have loadout presets, and man is that great, but not only that, we also have the ability to individually select from just the equip screen an item to replace or equip onto whatever slot that you've got selected. So I don't have to go into my inventory, I can just choose another weapon that I have, and it'll appear on my hand. However, what it does is it unpacks it from whatever container it was in before and just stacks it freely in my inventory in the stash over there. So I suppose that's not really a problem, but I'm gonna have to keep track of that if I for some reason find myself hot swapping weapons left and right and doing this. I just think it's really handy and I'm super glad to have it as a feature. The ability to go through different kits and just select a different one so that I have exactly what I want, and also using mods to make it so that I don't lose anything from a mod, or from a raid rather. It just replaces everything that I went in there with, rebuilds my kit so that I don't have to redo that, or keep like bulks and bulks of supplies, which you know, makes things easier on me, good for time. As well as the changes included with this right here are those to the trader market. Well, I almost said to the trader market, but it's not exactly what it's called, just the trader tab. The flea market is pretty much the same except for some updates that control, I think, availability and also like random price and generation and stuff like that. But the traders, we now have in this very efficient row system to just be able to go through and select them individually, and I really like this. This is a great time saver. Very modern. You know, we've been at this for a long time. The old menu system was pretty cumbersome, and I was definitely tired of it. Maybe you were as well. This is very informative. It's got my information as well as all the traders that are available. My only problem right now is that because I have too many mods installed, I have 3 extra traders here that now kind of go off to the side. It's clear that they weren't supposed to clip into this graphic over here, so I'm gonna have to adjust that somehow. And I think it's also possible to make it so that this can scroll with a different mod. I'm not entirely sure, but we can check on that in a little while. I'll have to include that in a future episode. But I really appreciate this being a thing. This saves me a lot of time and a lot of trouble. Just makes things look better and feel better overall, and I feel good to have it. One more thing I wanted to cover was custom interactions one more time. As you can see, trader modding still functions in 3.7. I'm not positive if it's been updated to 3.7.1 yet. I'll check that out later. But in 3.7.0, it's working just fine. And I also noticed that in addition to that, trader modding info is working very well, and I appreciate having this mod quite a bit as well. As you can see, it just produces a tooltip that gives you all the stats of the part that's on the weapon in this screen right here, so I don't have to double click on it and sort of infer or read the graph or anything like that. This is just here, bam, I can go through and check out what exactly is happening to my kit, as well as having the info open as well, so it's just a very rich information experience. You're not going to miss anything, and I really like this combination of mods. This really feels like it cleans up and fixes a lot of my own struggle with the UI in Tarkov and makes it so much more satisfying and much more fun and much less daunting to build and manage weapon builds and stuff like that, and full kits and everything. So yeah. This is going to conclude my 3.7.0 update right now. There's still going to be a lot more to cover, and I'm still going to come back to talk about 3.7.1 when a few more mods have been updated. And I also have another 3.6.1 video coming out just to cover some of the footnotes and also some of the more exotic mods that are still available for that one that still function just fine. There's still a lot to talk about in that regard. A bunch of other exotic mods have already been updated 3.7.0 and even 3.7.1, so I'm going to be covering them separately, basically. We're going to have like fun, just sort of going all out with 3.6.1, kind of having a big final bash with that before I move on to the next 2 versions and see what's exactly in store for us there. Let me say really quickly, thank you so much SPT mod developers, we appreciate you so much. I gotta tell you, you are really making me much more able to enjoy this game and really giving me so much more value. This is pretty much my only regular game right now. A bunch of my favorite games have fallen by the wayside because finally I can do all the things that I want wanted to do in Tarkov, and it's wildly satisfying, and I'm having a great time, so thank you so much. Please find me in my Discord server if you want to converse about anything. That goes for any fans as well. If you like this content and you want to see other things that I'm working on more closely, I like to talk about it in there, and I also post the other projects that I'm working on in there as well. If there are things that you want to see in future episodes of the SPT show, let me know in a comment down below. You know where to find me, and I think that should do it for now. So everybody take care, be safe out there, drink water, and have a great day. Please stay tuned, I've got much more coming.